Welcome back. Some mixed messaging from U.S. officials about when life here will get back to normal. First, President Biden said it might happen by Christmas. Listen.
By next Christmas, I think we'll be in a very different circumstance, God willing, than we are today.
Well, then White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki followed that up by saying it's just too early to predict.
What's going on here? When do we think we will get back to some taste of normalcy?
And I think the president wants things to return to normal, as we all do. But we don't know at this point what that timeline is going to look like.
Dr. Quay is a scientist and overseeing 2 COVID-19 trials right now, and he joins us here live on the program. Dr. Stephen, thanks so much for taking the time this Friday morning. Want to ask you about your own timeline of when you think the U.S. can get back to normal. Biden's comments, they're kind of in line with what we've heard from Dr. Fauci, although he did float around the idea of sort of next fall we could get back to normal. What do you think they're basing this prediction on?
Well, I mean, part of it is, of course, is what you consider normal. So, I mean, I think we're seeing some amazing trends. In New York State, from mid-January till now, a 55% reduction in new cases on a daily basis, deaths down about 25%. So, I'm seeing a good trend in New York, and especially with the latest news on the vaccine. So, there's 2 main messenger RNA vaccines, and the Pfizer company reported 2 very important findings today. Number one is it doesn't need to be stored under liquid nitrogen. It can be stored under just standard cold conditions, which really makes the supply chain easy. And the other thing is they see a major immunity with just 1 shot. So I think that when we can quickly get to everyone having their first shot and then everyone getting their second, we'll be well on our way back to normal.
Okay, well, you told me 2 new interesting facts there. The fact that Pfizer no longer needs to be stored under that extreme temperature, and also this idea that now you might only need 1 shot. Again, this is contrary to what we were initially told. How did we come to these conclusions right now?
Okay, so I've invented 7 drugs that are FDA approved. So you get your initial approval, you do your initial trial, but you continue to test the drug. So one of the clear things that Pfizer wanted to do, if I were running their program, is let's figure out if we really need to store it as cold as we do, and let's do the proper experiments, and then let's see what the immunity is after just the first dose. Because we know there's compliance issues and all sorts of things, and maybe 25–30% of people never get that second dose. So it's important to get that information. It takes a few months. They've been available only for about 3 or 4 months. So just today, they're able to say that, look, there's a very substantial immunity after that first shot. I still highly recommend that you follow the protocol and get 2 shots about a month apart. But this is really good news.
Yeah, that is good news. Like you said, if you're only making 1 appointment, it seems more likely that people will be able to make that trip for that 1 dose of the vaccine. But that's kind of in sharp contrast to what's being said by billionaire Bill Gates, who's also weighing in on this vaccine here, saying that some people might need 3 doses of the coronavirus vaccines to protect against the variants that could be coming out. I believe that was his reasoning behind that 3-dose mark. Do you agree with that statement? Are you concerned about the variants?
Well, I think the variants are important to watch, but I think it's an 80-20 rule. So this first vaccine is going to be good for 80% of all the variants, and there'll be some immunity no matter what the virus does. I don't know of any mechanism where if your vaccine isn't directed against the right virus, giving more of it helps. So that's a new concept that I'm not familiar with. But we do know that there are going to be variants, slight variants, that will need boosters or modifications. Just like every single year, the influenza vaccine is a new vaccine based on mutations in that particular virus.
And they recommend we get a flu shot every year. Do you think it would be the same for a COVID shot?
I am predicting that this will become endemic, which means it'll be part of our lifestyle forever. So I think we'll be getting, I'm hoping it's a combination influenza, coronavirus vaccine every fall, perhaps.
Okay. Very interesting. Dr. Quay joining us live on the program. We appreciate it. Thanks, Dr. Stephen. Take care.
Well, thank you.